Hello, my impatience. It is I, Andrew the Android Koloski here. It is everybody's favorite mental patient, I guess. It is everybody's favorite mental patient. It is everybody, the head inpatient. I'm in charge of the asylum. The inpatients are running the asylum. And I'm the head inpatient. I'm running this insanity. All right, I know everybody hates this, but let me do it before Tara Social gets here because I don't want to scare, cute women away with my toe. I don't know if my toe is getting better or not. I'm running on the treadmill. It still looks like the toe is black. This one right here is the runner's toe. Does it look like it? Let's try to get it on camera here. Black toe, black as coal. I don't want it to turn into fucking toe cancer. Does it look like it's getting better? I know one of the toe doctors said, when it grows out, it's going to come back in normal. But I think I'm bashing it onto my sneaker every day. This toe still looks fucking fungal and bruised. I think it's runner's toe. Yeah, it's fucking bad. I wish I could run barefoot on the treadmill, but they're not going to let me do that at the gym. I think it's running on the treadmill that's doing it, to be perfectly honest. But it's gotten me nice and skinny, nice and fit. So I don't think I'm going to stop running. My toe looks fucking all fungled out. I don't know what to do. But, I'm supposed to return to one of the toe doctors, to one of the feet doctors in about 3 months. But I'm like, I don't think this toenail is getting better, guys. So I'm getting a second opinion from another doctor, another foot doctor, another podiatrist. Yeah, I don't want toe cancer, but I like how sexy the running has gotten me. It's gotten me nice and fit. I look fucking hot, man. I look fucking hot. So there's that. It's like, all right, what's the trade-off? Black toe that could potentially turn into Bob Marley toe cancer. Yeah, it's bad. It's obviously bad. But I look fucking hot right now. I look smoking. So I got myself in good cardiovascular shape. Good cardiovascular shape. I got myself smoking. Somebody asks, 666 asks me, is it cold where you are? Cold where you are. It's not necessarily cold, but it's gloomy and dreary. I mean, you probably need a light jacket. Let me check the weather. Let's type in my zip code. 43 degrees, which for this place is certainly winter weather, and I know we're in spring now, so it's gloomy and chilly, but not like it's not like a 10-degree day, obviously. With a jacket, you should be fine. How about you, 666? Is it cold and gloomy where you are? Somebody says it's quite dreary. Where are you located, 666? Where are you located? Where are you located, 666? They should just amputate that toe. They should just amputate it. What's the point of having that toe? I'm going to continue to run because it's got me sexy. So just amputate the fucking toe. Just amputate my fucking toe. 666 lives in one of the southern states. It's cold where he is, too. 666, what's your age, gender, location, and name? Well, let's find out more about 666. Let's find out more about this 666. Something tells me I can like and trust this 666. Something tells me I can trust and like this 666. So, on a very not really interesting, but they completely renovated and remodeled the Starbucks in Massapequa, and I went in there today, and the whole thing was fancy and brand new looking. And I go in there, and I'm like, "Ooh, this is really nice." They're like, "Yeah," and the workers are like, "Yeah, thanks." It's like, "Yeah, we're working, for our little pay. We're overworked, but thanks. I'm glad you like the way the big corporation's store looks." But it was really cool to me. Sleeves asks, "Do I misread things on purpose?" What do you mean by that, Sleeves? What do you mean? Do I misread things on purpose? I would say probably. I don't know what you mean by that though. Can you please elaborate? Can you please elaborate? Oh, somebody says his name is 1666, not 666. It's 1666. I find the name 666 to be a little bit better than 1666. All right, you want me to call him 1666? I mean, Erie, no, I'm well aware his name is actually 1666 and not 666. 1666 says calling me 666 is fine. All right, fair enough, 1666. I will call you 666 from this point forward. We're gonna really summon Satan with the amount of times I'm saying 666. He's gonna like burst from the pits of hell down there. He's gonna be like, Andrew, why do you keep saying 666? We're gonna my like hell is gonna like erupt like a volcano from my floor here. Kyle asks, "Did I call the Fountain House?" I want to go back to the Fountain House, but obviously trains are pretty expensive. I'm sure my mother, if I was getting involved in the mental health community, would give me the money. The trains are pretty expensive, and there's people at the Fountain House. I don't know if they still go or not, but there's people I don't want to run into. And obviously, it's been a few years now since I've last been there, so maybe it's a completely new crop of people. But Erie says, "I saw on Reddit that somebody said your comedy etiquette is horrible. What's that about? What is comedy etiquette? I don't know. I don't know what that means. Can you send me the post, Erie? I'll read it and discuss it. Where is the post? Do you have the link? I don't really know what in particular I'm talking about. You're talking about. Yeah, yeah. Erie, can you send me the link to that post? Rusty asks, Andrew, can I ask you a question? Sure, you can ask me a question. Sure, you can ask me a question. So it says unban Pete on YouTube. All right, I'll unban Pete on YouTube. I think the reason my comedy etiquette is horrible is because I go in there, I go up first. I do 8 minutes, then I leave, and I don't watch any of the other performers perform. And I think the reason I do that is probably first off, I get bad anxiety and panic attacks. But secondly, I think I get idea of reference delusions that a lot of the people are referencing me with their acts, and everything's completely focused on me, and I'm the center of the universe in the room, and I just want to run the fuck out of there. So I like performing in a way, or maybe I don't like performing. I haven't done it since December, and we're in April, but maybe I don't like performing, but I run out of there, and That's the reason my comedy etiquette is horrible. I'm not really saying f those other performers. In fact, I like many of them. I'm friendly with a lot of them. I want to get to know them, but I'm just not good at socializing. I'm not good. I'm anxious. I get ideas of reference, and I just want to I want to practice. I want to practice because I always wanted to be successful at comedy, but also I just don't like sitting there listening to acts. I just get panic attacks. I get ideas of reference delusions, and it's torture for me. It's torture for me. I'm not saying only my set matters. It's basically I just get massive panic attacks. Um, and I just can't sit through other people's acts because I think everything's an idea of reference, and I think everybody's focused on me. I just get a panic attack, and I want to run the fuck out of there. Basically, it's anxiety, it's insecurity, it's ideas of reference, it's panic attacks. I just want to be home, safe and sound in my bedroom, basically hiding from the world. That's basically what I want to do. It's not really. I mean, I wish them success in comedy. I'm not saying only my act matters. I just want to succeed in comedy, but also, I think it's a struggle to sit there and engage with people. Somebody says, "Oh, this person saw me at a comedy show in New York around 2019 with my Fountain House friends, and he says you guys had bad etiquette." Well, the Fountain House, they're obviously mental. A lot of the people are in the mental health community, and a lot of the people with the Fountain House had bad etiquette. They were talking during the set, so obviously, you don't want to be the performer who brings the mental patients into the house because the club owners will not want to invite you back. You don't want to you don't want to be the you don't want to be the comedian who draws the mental patients. Even though I drew a lot of people, paying customers, um, yeah, I filled the audience with mental patients, and as a result, I think a lot of the other comedians hated it because um, they were talking, they were disruptive. And they liked me because a lot of my act was about mental health challenges, but the other comedians hated it. Really, they liked me. They're like, "Oh, it's our own. It's our fellow mental patient." But they didn't like the other performers. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, the Fountain House or the mental patient audience doesn't really laugh in the way typical comedy clubs laugh. They would heckle, they would jeer, they were kind of unpredictable, and they don't have good etiquette, and that's what you get when you bring the psych ward into the house. But they liked me. They liked me. They didn't heckle me. They heckled just basically everybody else. They gave me respect. They gave me respect because they know I'm a mental patient. They're like, we don't respect anybody, but we respect Andrew. I'm like, thank you. And I respect you too. I respect you heckling and being disruptive and talking during the comedy act and letting your cell phones go off. I respect that. Yeah, which is why, obviously, if you really want to get serious about comedy, maybe you should, you know, bring people who don't disrupt the show, who don't heckle, and so on. Because, yeah, that the club owners don't really like that. The club owners don't like disruptive audience members, and if you get seen as being the person who brings the psych ward into the house every time you do comedy, well, they're not going to like that. Erie says it was. He says it was the strangest experience of his life. Well, I mean, let him know that I brought mental patients into the house. Let them know that these are literal mental patients. So a lot of them have schizophrenia, schizoaffective, bipolar. It was an audience full of mental patients. So, no, I agree with him. I agree with him. I mean, it probably wasn't the best audience, but yeah, he was performing to mental patients basically. So congratulations. I filled up the audience, but but they dug me because my act was about mental health, so I'm not complaining. And I sold a lot of tickets, and yeah, that's true. That's a true story. I think that I don't think it was 2019. I think it was 2021, but it's a true story. Somebody says audience full of mental patients would be a good album name. No, it wasn't 2019. I wasn't doing comedy in 2019. He's wrong. It was 2021. It was December 2021. I believe it was. Let's see if I could find the video. I know exactly what show he's talking about too. Oh fuck! Do I have the comedy? It was about December 2021, and it was at some club in New York City. I know exactly what show he was talking about too, but I don't have. Let's see if I have the link on YouTube. Ah, it was at some. It wasn't Broadway Comedy Club. I forget exactly what the. It was like let's go to my stand up comedy and karaoke. Let's check this out. It was the December 19th, 20. Oh, maybe it was. No, it wasn't 2019. It was 2021. But I got the date wrong here. It wasn't 2019. I got to fix that date. You caught it, Erie. The date is December 19th, 2021. Somebody asks me, what's my opinion on canned fruit? I mean, it's all right. It's it probably has a lot of preservatives in it. I like fresh fruit better. I've been eating a lot of strawberries from the supermarket, but I'm not getting organic. Yeah, there are a lot of pesticides on that. Should I get organic? If you eat strawberries every day, could you get cancer if you don't get organic? What are your guys' thoughts on this? I mean, they say everything you do is going to fucking cause cancer, Andrew. So just eat your fucking just eat your non-organic strawberries. 666 says all things in moderation, I guess. Fair point, 666. Fair point. Everything in moderation. Everything in moderation. You don't want to be the comedian who brings the mental patients into the house. Or maybe you do. Maybe you do. Certainly sold a lot of tickets. Erie says, your diet consists of frozen food, pizza, and takeaway. Strawberries are the least of your concern. Fair enough, Erie. And coffee. Don't forget coffee. Don't forget the coffee. Somebody says, hey, is Chiba still banned, Andrew? Yeah, I think Chiba's still banned. I'm giving Chiba a timeout. She was getting quite annoying. I'll bring her back in a week or two. Somebody says, free Chiba. Nah. Nah. Pete says, cheap as a good egg. Eh, nah. So he says, Chiba is really cute in real life, and she cares about me. All right, it's a cute woman. All right, let's let her back. Let's unban Chiba. She's a cute woman. I didn't realize that. Since she's a cute woman, and Erie can vouch for that, I'm letting Chiba back. Not Patrick though. So he says she's petite. She really cares about me. Hey, Splurge Lord, how you doing? How art thou? Marijuana Therapy says, I'm a cute woman, so I can never be banned. Yeah. Frankly, if Erie, was anything other than a cute woman, she would have been banned a long time ago. We keep the cute women in the house, we ban the men. Pete says, what if we were all secretly super cute women? Well, that would be very nice. I'd be happy. I'd be like, according to my YouTube demographics, though, my audience is 80% male. So I don't know if that's true. It seems like, frankly, my audience is mostly men. Splurge Lord says, I'm secretly a tomboy. I thought you were secretly Lady Gaga, Splurge Lord. That's what you said. Erie says, oh, Pete, Splurge Lord says, I might be secretly Lady Gaga. All right, fair enough, fair enough. Sleeves asks, I wonder if Andrew still thinks I'm a woman. Well, your avatar is that of a woman, so I think of you as a woman. I think of you as a woman. If you want me to think of you as a man, make your avatar a man. Make your profile picture a man if you want me to think of you as a man, but your picture is that of a woman, so I think of you as a woman. Mara, welcome back. He's like, yo, am I still blocked? No, we can see you, Mara. Welcome back. So he says, there's some interference with the mic. The mic is coming in bad. Let me try to fix this. Is it coming? How bad is the mic coming in now, Erie? Be honest. Let's test my internet speed. I don't really think I'm doing. I mean, okay, let's test my internet speed. See what's going on here. Test. Let's go to Google. Test internet speed. Okay. Let's check out my internet speed and see what the reason my mic is coming in so terribly is. My speed's pretty high. It says your internet connection is very fast. Your internet connection should be able to handle multiple devices streaming HD videos, video conferencing, and gaming at the same time. 180.4 Mbps download and 319.4 Mbps upload. How's the mic working now, Erie? Is it gotten better? Somebody asks, what triggered your recent obsession with the bukkake? It's a comedy. I know some people say it's not funny. There's no humor there, but it's a comedy. Erie says it's my magnus opus, the best video I've ever created. So some people like it, like Erie. Some people hate it, but some people say it's the best content I've ever made. Some people completely hate it and say it's creepy, weird, and perverted. I guess it all depends on your sense of humor. Some people think it's comedy gold. Some people find it repulsive and terrible. I guess it all depends on your comedy taste. Pete says, I'm going to be honest with you, big dog. If it was me, I would delete those videos and apologize to your mother. I don't think I'm going to be doing that, but, I appreciate that. Somebody says, no, I mean, it was meant to be more of a comedy. It was meant to be a joke. All right, guys, I think I'm going to peace out here. Do you have any last questions? Or Hey, TB, how you doing? Somebody said, I think somebody asked what's my dream job or my second or third dream job. Something in comedy, a radio talk show host, a movie star, something like that. Something where I perform. Something where I perform to an audience or perform on camera. Something to that effect. La 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 la. Oh no, me and my mom are on good terms. She looked at my toe today. She made me a doctor's appointment. We're getting along relatively speaking. I think it's passed. I mean, I made the video. Me and my mom are getting along now. My mother knows it's just gallows humor now. Yeah. Like, do I seriously want to see my mother have a bukkake with 75 men? No, it's a joke. I mean, somebody says it's comedy, even though his delivery was made with evil intent in his eyes. Somebody says it wasn't a joke a few days ago. No, I assure you, it's always been a joke. I might have been angry and I might have been exaggerating, but I was never serious when I said I wanted to see my mother do a bukkake with 75 men. I might have been partially delusional, thinking the HIV accident was intentional, but that part was never meant to be serious. I completely think that part of it was a joke. All right, guys. This is what about Poppy? What do you mean, what about Poppy? What about my father? What about him? What about my father? Does my father think I'm evil or nah? I don't know. Maybe he does. Maybe my father thinks I'm evil. I don't know. Yeah. All right, guys. Somebody says, Andrew, I don't think you have the energy to set up a one-man bukkake. Not gonna lie, 75 men is a big task. Yeah, no, yeah. To be honest with you, imagine, one or even like two women. That would be, yeah. It's a big task. You gotta be. That's a big task. I agree. I agree. Somebody says Andrew isn't good at staying focused. He's got a pudding brain. Yeah, I got a vegetable mind. I got neurological damage. My brain is pudding. I've got a pudding head. Pudding head, pudding head, pudding head. Pudding head, pudding head, pudding head. So says Andrew's a roller coaster of emotions too. Sometimes he's doing well, sometimes he's in a good mood, sometimes he's in a bad mood. Sometimes you get chipper happy Andrew. Sometimes the toggle switch will toggle on, and you'll get delusional Andrew and persecutory delusion Andrew. Sometimes the toggle switch will toggle off and flip off, and you'll get happy Andrew again. It really all depends. Somebody says, I think we're getting all the Andrews in this one. Somebody says, is there any chance your mother could do 75 men, a bukkake to completion? Somebody says, your mother is older. That's a good question. Does she still have the stamina? That's a fair point. I don't know if my mother has the stamina. All right, I'll accept 10 men. 10 is fine. It doesn't have to be 75. 10 men. I'll cut her some slack. Ten is a fair number. That's a conservative and fair month. Izod asks, where do we sign up? So he says, well, that's nice of you, Andrew. You're going to cut your mother some slack. You're going to cut it. You're going to cut it by 65. She only has to do a 10-man bukkake now. Yeah, I love my mother. I would accept 10 as an apology. So he says, what a thoughtful son. Somebody says, you're sure proving those doubters wrong. You are showing your love and empathy for your mother. You're showing how considerate you are. Yeah, I had Pete in solitary confinement for a while, but now now he's back. He's out of solitary confinement. I mean, there are some people that really do 75 people bukkakes in adult entertainment. I mean, there's really people that do that. I mean, it's pretty bad. It's pretty disgusting, actually. Yeah, yeah. No, somebody asks. No, to be honest with you, I don't. That's not really. That's not really. The genre I typically frequent. Believe it or not, the genre I typically frequent is, age gap where there's like some like 50-year-old man with a 20-something-year-old woman, something like that. That's typically the genre when I look at spicy content. What I frequent. I like the age gap. You know, I find the bukkake stuff to be disgusting, quite frankly. It is. It's kind of low class. I like high class. I'm a man of class. I like the age gap. I like the old young, but bukkake. No, man, that's low class. That's gross. So he says, "Are you suggesting your mother is low class?" No, just making a joke. That wasn't what I was suggesting. But if you want to, you can interpret it any way you'd like. Yeah, as you can see, I just had my pike roast from Starbucks today. I'm all hopped up on caffeine, so I'm in a chipper mood. I'm all hopped up on my caffeine. So people are like, "Oh, Andrew's chipper. He's happy today." Yeah, I had my coffee, quite frankly. Somebody says, "Would you be considered white trash, Andrew, because you're on SNAP food stamps, you're on welfare, you're on disability?" I don't know. Do you consider me white trash, Erie? What do you consider me? Slave says, "Anytime Andrew's mean from now on, it's a joke." That's not true. I mean, there's times I can be mean and it's not a joke. But I swear to you, the bukkake thing was a joke. That was quite ridiculous. Somebody says everything goes so well after you have coffee. No, that's not true. Sometimes it has the opposite effect, and I'm screaming, "Tell me the fucking truth! Admit you conspired and pharmacologically abused me!" You're getting chipper Andrew today for whatever reason. I don't know why. You're getting happy Andrew. So yeah, as they said, yes, yeah, you always do so well after you have your cup of coffee, Andrew. No, that's not true. Sometimes my mind goes haywire after coffee, but today, for some reason, you're getting good, Andrew. Ugh. Sometimes my mind goes haywire. Other times you get happy and chipper, Andrew. It all depends if the switch is toggled on or off. It all depends. The toggle switch of delusion. There's a switch in my brain. Sometimes the switch is on, and my mind goes haywire, and I think everybody's a persecutor. Sometimes the switch flips off, and I'm back to happy chipper Andrew. It's like there's a switch in my brain, and it flips. Erie asks, "Do you know anybody who's ever done a bukkake?" No, I don't. If I've ever met anybody who's ever done a bukkake, I don't think they've ever told me. So I don't know anybody personally who's ever told me they've done a bukkake. No. How about you, Erie? Do you? Yeah, all my friends have. All my friends like to do that. Erie says, "Yeah, lots of people. I know lots of people who've done bukkakes. They put it right on their resume when they go for their accounting or Wall Street or marketing job. Yeah, I got a degree in marketing from Stony Brook University, and I did a bukkake, and I'm the Long Island naked dude. Right up there. You got to really make the resume pop. You got to really make it stand out. Obviously, I graduated from Stony Brook University, I guess in 2014. And I haven't worked in like 10 years. So I put that like towards the bottom. I have a bachelor's of science. But up top, I'm the Long Island naked dude. I'd be willing to do a bukkake. I put that right up front. I lead the resume with that. I get it on like really fancy paper. I get little cards made. I wear a suit, and I go to Hollywood, and I say I want to be a movie star. Here's my resume. All right, guys. I think on that note, I'm going to get going. So he says, do 30 more minutes. I got to go to the bathroom, though. Somebody's like, yeah, we want you to do 30 more minutes, Andrew. I know you want to finish up the workout. It's like a treadmill workout. You want to complete the hour, but I really got to go to the bathroom. Not only do I got to make a Patrick Pelican, which is a PP, a urination. Not only do I got to make a Patrick Pelican, I also have to do the number dose. So I kind of want to go to the bathroom, and somebody says, too much information, Andrew. Too much information. You didn't have to tell us your life story. Nobody wants to hear that you need to make a number 2. Nobody wants to hear you're going to excrete fecal matter, Andrew. That's too much information. Thanks for sharing. And it's okay when you talk about bukkakes, but when you say you have to, excrete fecal matter, frankly, too much info, Andrew. When you say you have to drop a deuce, too much info, TMI, Andrew. All right, guys, peace out.